big things from last episode that we talked about was the stripe out attempt.
Yep.
We knew there would be an attempt. I have to ask Mr. Scott today, was that attempt successful? What are your thoughts?
I was much more impressed than I expected to be. I walked in. I don't really remember how early I was into the game, but I walked in and the student section was already full. And I was impressed with the student section. I don't really know how that all worked. Was there a really planned effort by certain students to sit in certain places? But the orange, the white, and the blue were all pretty defined. There was some blue trickling into the top of the white. We could probably touch that up for the Photoshop with the aerial photo.
I did wonder that with a couple of the shots released from official accounts. I was like, how much touching up did actually happen?
And there wasn't the top student section corner, there wasn't a ton of folks up there the whole time, but it certainly looked full in some pictures. Nonetheless, it was pretty impressive. I thought it actually looked really great. And I was very surprised, optimistically surprised. And I thought it went well as best you can. The one thing I did think about is thinking about my own Auburn college career, those ones that kind of moved to where you and I have said we liked to sit in college, the furthest left, I guess you can, if you look at the student section, probably more upperclassmen who know the drill and know what they're doing. So if they'd planned their orange out already, then that might have helped things. But overall, pretty impressive.
I will say that I gave the students a big shout out. Even when we first got into the stadium, before the rest of the stadium fills up, to see how they responded, I thought they did an outstanding job, because let's be honest, we questioned the decision to give them all three colors to have to fill in.
It's not easy.
There was a small section of blue, I believe, right?
Yeah.
Or white.
That kind of gone into the white.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was like, this just doesn't feel like it. Unless you're providing T-shirts, it wasn't going to work out. The rest of the stadium, it was about what I expected. You could clearly see it. I've got a couple of images and video footage where you can clearly see it. And I thought, honestly, the power stripe showed up better when the sun wasn't shining. And from my vantage point.
Agreed.
But all in all, this was not a disaster. We continue to underestimate the Auburn family and the Auburn students, and y'all continue to prove us wrong. Been burned in the past.
Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
why I'm going to continue to be skeptical always.
I will say, I think that, what could help is maybe we don't place so much of an emphasis on every single game and then focus really hard on this one. Everyone knows what game is going to be this one. But if you're the first time, I think it probably garnered another year of it. So we'll see if it comes back next year. I'm with you about the sunlight. I think if we get that for a night game, it'll pop. The lights will be on and it'll pop. Mm-hmm. So pretty impressive.
And my only other suggestion, should we rotate it and mean the stripe be north to south? Or, whichever way.
Yeah.
Like end zone to end zone.
Like it's coming across the field.
Yeah.
It'd be far less orange, right? Because, I guess it'd be because you're going over the field. But
I just think that would be easy. Now, listen,
blue.
We talked about the students being the concern, maybe, just because they had so much to pull off. But they pulled it off. So I guess really my point is moot at this point.
Sure.
Power stripe worked out pretty well.